I am Lifestylist Suzanne Felber, and I am here with Captain Mark Phillips, and I'm probably going to start stuttering because my real career, what I wanted to do was be a 3-day rider, and I actually studied under Major Jeremy Beal, and studied actually with him for a year and a half. So just being in the same area with you is just incredible.
You rode a horse called Victoria Bridge.
I remember very well. Absolutely. Very good. Yes. And we are here at the Texas Rose Horse Park, and I have heard that you are helping them redesign their cross-country course.
Well, I think my understanding is that they ran their first horse trials on the other side of the showground, which was really a bit too tight and a bit too cramped. And they've got some lovely property out here, which is it's got scope to run intermediate or advanced or anything that they want. So I helped yesterday a little bit with the prelim course, and now doing the intermediate course for November.
It's so exciting to have that caliber of events available here.
Well, this is a fantastic property. I mean, when you get to work on a piece of property like that, it's easy.
It's wonderful. I know, it's like everything's right here. It just needs your touch. And I know one of your big concerns being part of the United States event team and being one of the coaches for that, correct?
Well, my daytime job is coach for the US eventing team.
Right.
And I finish after the Olympic Games next year, and I'll have done it for 20 years, and I think it's now time for the boys and girls to hear the message from somebody else. Even if it's the same message, they just need to hear it from somebody else.
Well, you've done an amazing job with them, obviously. And I know one of your big concerns that you've been working on for quite a while is the safety of cross-country jumps. And
yeah, I have a sort of part-time job as they call it course advisor. So and Derek de Grazia and I are the sort of two main course advisors, and we're sort of responsible for the safety and the appropriateness of sort of the upper level courses in this country, sort of coast to coast. There's no guarantee on safety. I mean, just the same way you go out in a motor car on the road, you can drive as safely as you can, but you're not guaranteed to get to the other end because you don't know what's coming the other way. In course design, with the materials we use, the profiles we use, and the sighting of the fences, we try to give the horses the best possible chance to get their legs out of the way, even if the rider does not such a clever job. We've got some sort of tangible devices coming in, but they don't actually stop a horse from falling. They just help to stop the rotational fall. And the rotational falls where the rider lands on the ground and the horse comes over on top, and then the ensuing crash injuries. That's how most of the sort of serious accidents happen.
Very good. And it's great to know that safety is something that's being addressed, because it is a dangerous sport, but if you've ever done it, you'll never stop doing it. It's just amazing.
But there's nothing new about that.
Right.
And I mean, the course designer's first concern is, and always has been, safety. One of the problems we have now in the sport is in our efforts to create a safer sport, we're qualifying people to a level above their ability, and because the timber's so big, the profile's so friendly, that and the ground lines have gotten so big that really the lower levels, the riders don't really have to ride; they just have to kick, and the horses can
have a good horse,
get their feet out of the way. But eventually, when you start to get into prelim and intermediate, and especially advanced, just kicking is not good enough. You actually need to be able to be more accurate as the margin of error gets less, and but we're not really training people good enough for that as they go up through the levels. So much as we try to make the sport safer, that in itself is sort of creating a bit of a problem.
Interesting.
Because when there's a fence that the rider is really frightened of and really respect, it's very rare to have an accident. Most of the accidents happen at the fences where the rider isn't giving it the respect that it needs, and they're just sailing on down into it without due care and attention, and that's how they sometimes get into trouble.
So that's a really good point, because as you're saying that, that's very true from a lot of the accidents that I can think of that I've seen.
Yeah, very few of the accidents have been at technical fences, because the technical fences, where the rider walks the course and says, well, I'm going to sit up and ride here, and if you sit up and ride, the chances are you're giving the horse a good chance to jump the fence, and the horses don't want to hit the fences.
Sure.
It's when you come barrelling on down to a fence without giving the horse the appropriate setup that you can get into trouble.
I can think of times when I wasn't even paying attention to that fence and I was on to the next already. You're right, and that's usually when I crash and burn. So, very good point.
Well, I'm sorry you got the t-shirt in the video.
That happens. But thank you so much. And any little secrets or surprises you'd like to share with people on why they need to come to the Texas Racecourse Park and see what's going on here?
I mean, it's just an unbelievable good facility. I mean, you look at all the wings, all the stabling, the footing out here, and I think they've taken a giant step this year into, how shall I put it, having some slightly more modern types of fences. They've got an unbelievably good water jump here, and it's just going to get better and better and better as the quality of fences get better, as the levels go up, and I mean this is really going to be one of this country's destination events. I really believe it.
Wow, that's exciting. Now, any chance of you coming back and giving any clinics as well?
I'm sort of so busy with the team job that I haven't given any clinics now for 4 or 5 years, but after I retire, so after the London Games next year, I'll be free to start doing some clinics. Because I enjoy, I'm not going to just, I'm retiring from the team job, I'm not going to stop working.
Sure.
So I still want to go on course designing, and I enjoy teaching, because if you can help people in life do something a little better, a little safer, that's not such a bad way to earn a living.
Couldn't agree more. So at least you're giving me some time where I can get back on a horse and maybe get where I can at least take your beginner class. So something to work on. Thank you very much. This has been wonderful.
No
I
trouble.
appreciate it.
Okay.
That's it.